Hi, my name is Ketan Patel. I'm from year 98 mechanical. The undergraduation was in mechanical, and then through college I managed to get placement into Mahindra Jeep. I worked there for about a month, and then I switched into IT. PCS was the first company to start, Butney Computers back then. The company then after a year sent me to the US on H1 visa. I worked there for some time, and then I left the job and then did masters. I did MSc in IT. After finishing the IT, then I got an apprenticeship for about 1 year. I finished it, then came back to India, and then I joined Veritas, and which has been bought over by Symantec since then. I worked with them for about 2.5 years, and then I switched to another company. In 2006, then I went to the UK. I started working as a Unix administrator. I worked there for a few years, around 7 years in UK. Then I started consulting as a freelance consultant. From there, then I moved to Sydney, and currently I'm working with DXC Technology, which is again kind of a managed service provider. I'm working there as an infrastructure engineer. So Deutsche Bank, which is a big German bank, their client, and they've got a huge estate of storage, so around 15 petabyte of data, and we look after the estate. Also involved with scripting and programming. So quite a few things, learn, change, began as a mechanical, and then along the way then switched from one core skill into another one, and this is where currently I am. Few points which I can make, what I learned along my journey. In IT, if you are working, there is always a danger of being obsolete, which is what currently I am. So in last 6-7 years, I haven't learned anything new. What I'd been doing before, that's what I continued with, which means if now the company decides to get rid of me, then I would be in big trouble. When I go out in the market, I wouldn't have necessary skills to get re-employed. So make sure if you are in IT, you keep learning the new things. Keep learning the new things, that will keep you ahead of rest of the guys, and also money. So like the more you know, the more you can demand. So one thing. Second thing which I've learned from myself, observation is like a simple example. When I was in the UK, for every small things I would ask my senior guy. He was from Borivali, and then he was quite knowledgeable. And then once I said, hey Yash, how to do this problem, and then he would just answer like that. And then after he gives an answer, and I would say like, oh yeah, I knew it. Why didn't I do it? But then after 6 months, when I changed the job in a new place, I didn't have that guy's comfort with me, and that was the first time when I was on my own. And that's when it occurred to me, is like, if I don't do it on my own now, then I won't survive. And since then, somehow the attitude changed, and then I started putting in more effort. So rather than asking someone else, and rather than banking on someone else to assist me, I started taking the responsibility for my own stuff. And I saw a big improvement in the knowledge myself, which I knew a little bit before. Now I was able to do a bit more, and also along with that, then I observed the other guys who were working with me in UK, the way the foreigners work in their own environment. They don't rely on someone else to do their job, they just do it on their own. And once I elevated myself, and then I started working with offshore companies mainly based in India, in Bangalore, in IT, I realized like they shared the same trait as me. Every silly things, every small things which I used to do before, where I used to ask just someone else to do it for me, they did the same thing. And I realized that there were few in there who weren't like that, and I could make it now that those guys, they actually moved up, and they basically just progressed further. So one punchline is, make sure when you are in IT or in any other field, try to take care of your own stuff rather than relying on someone else. This means like, this is what we did when we were doing the assignments in the college. One person in the class would do the assignment, rest of the people will just copy. That was natural for us, but it won't help if you really want to go up. Just try to do it on your own. Be genuine, and bring the innovation in what you do, and that should help you. Good luck.